Ms. Owens, this is a tough question, but Amina knew what could happen to her.
Yes.
Did you comprehend what could happen to her?
I did. A part of me did, a part of me didn't.
Yaser Said was born in Sinai, Egypt on January 27, 1957. He came to the U.S. on a student visa in 1983. In 1987, Said met Patricia Tissy Owens through his brother whom she had been dating prior. She was only 15 years old, and 3 weeks later, they would get married with her parents' approval. Their relationship was reportedly filled with physical and psychological abuse.
There are photographs of Yaser Said holding a knife to your throat.
He told me when he did that if I ever loved him or I disobeyed him, this is what I have to look forward to.
He just started wanting to have more control, did not want me to have anything to do with my family. Those Americans, and the Americans wasn't very good. You know, so he would just say it was a mistake that he married an American.
I was sleeping and he'd come in from work. He'd come and kick the bottom of my feet or hit me to get me up. He would take stuff from the dresser drawers and go pour it all out in the middle of the floor and then make me sit there and clean it all up. He cut me on my leg because I wasn't having a course with him.
Yaser and Owens had a son named Islam born in 1988, a daughter Amina in 1989, and a daughter named Sarah born in 1990. While everything may have seemed normal to outsiders, multiple sources have confirmed that the girls were abused starting at an early age. According to the Dallas Morning News, in October 1998, when Amina and Sarah were 9 and 8 years old, they accused their father of sexual abuse. The allegations were reported to the Hill County Sheriff's Office, where the girls told a detective their father had been touching them inappropriately. Amina told authorities she had been penetrated at least once. Their mother swore in an affidavit that the allegations were true. In early January 1999, the two girls told authorities that they had lied about the allegations because they didn't want to attend a rural Covington school and wanted to go live with their grandmother. A district judge later dropped the charges of aggravated sexual assault against Said. In court, Owens stated that she left Said briefly after this incident, but returned with the children days later. During the investigation, interviews with the girls' friends and mother would reveal some of the abuse that was occurring in the house. Said would spy on his daughters and record them unknowingly, including at their job and while they slept.
Nice legs. I got this. Take this blanket from this one in the back.
No!
Go.
No! Get away!
Okay.
No!
Wow, look at these eyes. I put my eye on you.
I'm gonna get sick now.
The family moved around a lot, living in various cities in the North Texas area, however, had recently moved to Lewisville, Texas from Burleson, Texas. It is reported that the recent move was an effort by Said to keep one of his daughters away from a boy she was interested in, Joseph Moreno. Joseph and Amina met at a Taekwondo class and began a relationship unbeknownst to her father.
And she started telling me just little by little that it was more than just him being protective, it was more him being controlling and abusive. You know, I didn't really understand fully at the time until the relationship progressed, and as it progressed, you know, she would tell me more and more just horror stories about him, basically. We were really in love with each other, and I wanted to get her away from that so bad. She was such a good person. She didn't deserve to live like that.
One evening, Said reportedly threatened Amina with a gun.
Was there something specific that happened that they told you to make them want to run away?
Sarah said that Yaser had threatened Amina.
Okay. And he had threatened Amina.
Yes, ma'am.
What did he threaten her with?
A gun.
A gun.
This incident led Amina to create a plan to finally run away. With her friend Eddie, her sister Sarah, Sarah's boyfriend Eric, and their mother, Amina left Dallas. The plan was to go to Oklahoma. However, the group detoured to Kansas and stayed with Owen's aunt for a day. The group then headed back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they stayed for 2 nights in an apartment they rented under a fake name. Said made numerous attempts to contact the girls and Owens while they were gone, even going as far as to file a missing persons report with the police.
We would call and check our messages, where you can call the number and put your PIN in, and we'd hear the messages. Yasin kept calling the mobile phones and leaving voicemails, and then sending emails to Amina, and the voicemails to my phone and Amina's phone, saying that just to go back home, it was our house, not to leave.
Owens would eventually give in, telling the girls that they needed to return to Dallas and Said.
Ms. Owens, this is a tough question, but Amina knew what could happen to her.
Yes.
Did you comprehend what could happen to her?
I did. A part of me did, a part of me didn't.
Sarah would return with Owens, however, Amina would go to a friend's house. Owens would come to that friend's house later on and demand that Amina return to Dallas with her. On January 1st, 2008, Said took Amina and Sarah to his taxi cab, kissed them, and told them he was taking them out to eat. Owens initially wanted to come along, but Said told her that he wanted to talk to the girls by himself. He drove them both to Irving, Texas, where he shot both of the girls to death in the taxi cab. Amina, who was shot twice, died instantly, while Sarah, who sustained 9 shots, managed to call 911 before she died.
911, what is your emergency? What's going on, ma'am?
I'm dying, that's what's up.
Okay, let me transfer you. I'm gonna get fire department on mine, okay? Hold on 1 second, okay? What?
Oh my God.
Irving Fire Department. Irving Fire Department.
Said's taxi was soon discovered by another cab driver outside the service entrance of the Omni Mandalay Hotel, now the Omni Las Colinas Hotel. Owens filed for divorce in 2009, and on December 4th, 2014, Said was added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list with a $100,000 reward for any information leading to his arrest. A break in the case came on August 14, 2017, when a maintenance worker at an apartment complex in Bedford, Texas, believed he spotted Said at his son's apartment. That same day, a search warrant was executed on the apartment, which was empty at the time. However, the police observed a sliding glass patio door open. Below the patio, they noticed a shrub with broken branches, suggesting someone had jumped off the patio and landed on the bush. Next to the flattened bush, they found a pair of eyeglasses, which they collected as evidence. They collected evidence inside the apartment as well, including cigarette butts and a toothbrush, which were taken to the FBI headquarters and compared with DNA from that of Amina and Sarah, and eventually was determined to be the DNA of Said. 3 years later, in August 2020, the police began a 24-hour surveillance on a home in Justin, Texas, where they observed Said's son and brother entering and exiting the home, and the shadow of another man inside the home after the 2 men had left. After a week of surveillance, the FBI obtained a search warrant and arrested Said on August 26, 2020. On that same day in Euless, Texas, they also arrested his son and his brother. Yaser Said was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Yaser Said was sentenced to 12 years for concealing a wanted person. Said's son, Islam, was sentenced to 10 years on one count of conspiracy.